series. An offensive explosion by the Red Sox created some ill will with the Marlins. Last night, Gabe Kapler's 4 hits in his Red Sox debut were overshadowed by the drama in the late innings. Florida scored 8 unanswered runs in the 8th and 9th to even the series. Live from Fenway Park, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Today, the Red Sox take on the Florida Marlins. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Game 3 of the series. One thing the Red Sox have done well this season is bounce back from some tough losses.
And last night was certainly a tough loss, Don, combined with the fact that the Yankees didn't win a doubleheader against the Mets. The good news for the Red Sox today, they got their hottest pitcher out there right now in Derek Lowe. And if Lowe can come up big today, they win this ball game. They win this series in what has been an absolutely crazy series.
Well, the rubber game is coming up next right here on NESN. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by your Boston area Lexus dealers, by Citizens Bank, by Volvo, by Bob Stores, and by Coors Light. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park, where the Red Sox and the Florida Marlins get ready to wrap up their 3-game series. Let's take a look at the visiting Marlins starting lineup. Juan Pierre leads it off in center field. Luis Castillo at second base. Ivan Rodriguez, the DH today. Mike Lowe at third. Juan Encarnacion in right. Derek Lee at first base. Miguel Cabrera in left. Alex Gonzalez at short, and Mike Redmond does the catching. Today's lineup brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers.
And the defense this afternoon for the Red Sox. Bill Miller will be at third base. Nomar the shortstop. Todd Walker at second. And Kevin Millar at first. Left to right, Gabe Kapler. Johnny Damon and Trot Nixon. Jason Varitek behind the plate. And on the mound, Derek Lowe. Start number 17. He leads the Red Sox with 8 wins. He has lost 3 times, a 4.28, and he has been unbelievable here at Fenway. 5-0 with a 1.95 ERA.
Well, a fine day yesterday for Juan Pierre. Proved to be a pest atop the order for the Marlins as he faces Derek Lowe. Well, Pierre bunts at it, fouls. Varitek quickly out to play it at foul ground, 1-1.
Juan Pierre last night 4 for 4 in the game with a couple of steals and 2 bunt base hits. He's got 3 bunt hits in this series.
He's reached base in each of his last 6 plate appearances with 4 hits and 2 walks. As that one gets him back out of the way. He displayed some awesome defense in the first game of the series, and then last night caused havoc all over the place by reaching on the bunt and stealing a few bases in the game. This is grounded this time to deep short. Nomar off balance against the grain and in time. Wow, looked like it may have pulled Millar off, but somehow he's able to keep the foot on the bag for the out.
Oh, what a terrific play again by Garciaparra to start off this game. I mean, the infield's pulled in everywhere. That's exactly where Pierre wants to hit the ball. Make the shortstop go to his right. But watch the quick release by Garciaparra. Gets rid of that ball in a hurry. He has to with Pierre going down the line. And they pick up the first out of the ball game. Now that's a big league shortstop play.
It certainly is.
Shortstop going to his right, throwing off balance and getting a guy with the speed of Juan Pierre.
Nomar almost seems more comfortable throwing off balance than he does straight up. As he makes the good play to get Juan Pierre for the first out here in the top of the first inning. Luis Castillo, the second baseman, in on the left side, taking strike 2 and quickly in the hole, nothing in 2. Castillo at 309, 5 homers and 21 runs driven in. Sharply hit in behind the Marlins first base coach, and it's still 0-2.
Let's check today's game notes, brought to you by a New England Toyota dealer. Derek Lowe 5-0 with a 2.70 in his last 8 starts. Last night for the Marlins, 3rd win when trailing after 8 innings, and the Red Sox scored 6 or more runs in 46 of the whatever games they play.
Walker at second. Throws out Castillo. I think it's 79 games.
79. I know it started with a 7, but I couldn't figure out the last number. 58% of their games. How's that?
Whatever games there are left. I knew what you were talking about. So 2 down. Ivan Rodriguez standing in, and we're available. Today's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
So 2 down, 2 ground ball outs for Derek Lowe out of the gate. All is well so far for Lowe as Ivan Rodriguez, who has caught the first couple games in there as the DH today, and he takes strike 1. Irod at 287, 9 homers and 39 runs driven in. Chops out at sending it foul off third, and he too is down 0-2.
Budge has been hot recently. A 5-game hitting streak for Rodriguez. Had 3 RBI last night in the game.
He was 2 for 5 and kept the rally going for the Marlins in the top of the 9th inning. Struck him out. First strikeout of the day for Derek Lowe. Ends things in the top of the first. The Marlins go 1-2-3. Red Sox coming up. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park. Eric Fried along with us today as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Johnny Damon, Todd Walker, and Omar Garciaparra to face Brad Penny, the right-handed starter going today for the Marlins. And Damon taking ball 1.
Brad Penny, 17th start, a record of 6-5. That 6th win coming last time out against the Mets. He has faced the Red Sox 1 time in his career, a total of 2 innings. Did not allow a run. It's a hard throw. Get that fastball left there, 94, 95 miles an hour. And you can see the numbers for Penny. The opponent's hitting 279 against the right-hander.
And 2-0 to Johnny Damon is in there for a strike. 2-1. Up and away, and it's now 3-1 to Damon. Red Sox in their alternate red jerseys today as they wear on day games a lot of times. They've got it on here for this Sunday afternoon matinee affair and the final game on the homestand for the Red Sox. Ball 4 to Damon, and the Red Sox leadoff man aboard here in the first inning. Today's lineup brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers. Johnny Damon, of course, top of the order. Walker at second base. Garciaparra at short. David Ortiz, the DH. Kevin Millar at first base with Nixon in right. Dave Kapler in the lineup again. He's in left. Bill Miller at third base. And Jason Varitek does the catching. So Damon aboard at first base. Todd Walker stands in. And out to talk to the starting pitcher goes Mike Redmond.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Marlins, brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. Mike Lowe will be at third base. Alex Gonzalez the shortstop. Luis Castillo at second. And Derek Lee at first. Miguel Cabrera goes back to left field today. Juan Pierre in center. Juan Encarnacion in right. And Mike Redmond doing the catching as Ivan Rodriguez is the DH today.
Up and away to Walker, and right now Brad Penny having a tough time throwing strikes. Walked Johnny Damon to begin the inning. Now he has fallen behind Todd Walker, who checks in at 309, 6 homers and 43 runs batted in. Three 3-0 to Walker as the sun peeks out again here at Fenway Park. It's now pretty much a blue sky. It was a cloud-covered Fenway Park before the game. Neither team taking batting practice on the field. The type was actually on the field today. There's a strike. 3-1 to Walker.
Well, we had the 4 games with the Tigers, and not much was made about the Marlins series, but it's been tough to beat the excitement in this series.
Certainly has. Well, starting with that amazing game on Friday night in which so much took place within the game. There goes Damon. Walker swings away, hits it high and deep to right. That ball is back. That ball is gone. A blast to right field for Todd Walker, his 7th home run of the year, and it puts the Red Sox on top 2-0 right out of the gate today.
Well, you got a guy having a tough time finding the strike zone. Walker gets himself in the hitter's count. He knows he's going to get a fastball, and he loses it up over that Marlin bullpen. Todd Walker's 7th home run, his 44th and 45th RBI, and the Red Sox off quickly here today.
So a walk and a home run. Now here's Nomar. Nomar Garciaparra homering for the 2nd time in 4 games yesterday against the Marlins, and is hitting at .417 now in June. As he grounds one sharply to third, Mike Lowe is there, and there's the first out in the bottom of the 1st inning.
First 2 games of the series, the Red Sox have actually fallen behind early in the ball game, but not the case here this afternoon. Todd Walker, nice and fresh, had yesterday off from the ball game, and first at bat today, the 2-run home run.
David Ortiz standing in at .297, 4 homers and 36 runs driven in. It always sort of amazed me, guys get nights off and they seem to come back all refreshed in some cases. A different perspective sometimes, I guess, just to sit on the bench tonight. I mean, it's not like you have it off. I mean, you go through BP and you're here all night anyway.
Yeah, it's not so much sometimes either the physical part of it, but just relaxing mentally for a day. If the manager tells you the night before that you're going to have an off day, you kind of sleep a little bit better. You're not worried about the next day's at bats. Sometimes it's refreshing. Ramirez getting today off. He's been banged up a little bit, but he'll have today, and then of course tomorrow a scheduled off day for the Red Sox. He's played in every game this year for Boston.
He's the only one, and today getting it off. Red Sox will use tomorrow as a travel day, as the ball club leaving tomorrow afternoon to fly out to St. Petersburg to begin the road trip. And who knows, maybe we'll see Manny at some point during the game, but I know Grady Little would like to give him 2 days off here today, and of course the scheduled off day tomorrow. 1-2. Ortiz fights it off foul. Still 1-2. It's at .333 with 2 homers, 10 doubles, and 17 RBIs in the month of June. It's been a very good month for David Ortiz. And there is the DH today as Kevin Millar gets to start at first base. It's sharply fouled down the third base line. Red Sox beginning the day 3.5 games behind the Yankees, who are atop the AL East, and the Yankees of course sweeping the Mets in both ends of the doubleheader between the Yankee Stadium and Shea yesterday.
Well, the Mets made a valiant comeback in Game 2, the game at Shea Stadium last night, but fell short as the Yankees ended up winning that ball game. Yankees, of course, on the schedule for the Red Sox in that next road trip for 4 games from the stadium.
Ortiz goes around, changed his mind in the middle, but there is strikeout number 1 for Brad Penny, 2 down.
Brad Penny's strikeout high on the season is 10. He did that against Cincinnati back on May the 24th. High fastball up and away from David Ortiz. Looks like David got halfway through that swing and wanted to hold up.
Two down for Kevin Millar. He's another guy that has enjoyed the month of June as we draw closer to the end of the month. Hitting at .388 with 5 home runs, 9 doubles and 24 runs batted in 21 games in June. And overall, that batting average up to .323 for Millar. And he is now in the top 10 with a few other Red Sox players. He is 6th overall with his .323 batting average. Popped up back at first, Lee and Castillo. Castillo, the second baseman, makes the catch, and the Red Sox are gone. 2-run home run for Todd Walker as Boston on top 2-0. Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox on top 2-0 thanks to a 2-run home run by Todd Walker. Mike Lowe, who was the hero in last night's game for the Marlins, is down 0-2. The Marlins were down to their last strike and out last night when Lowe hit the 3-run home run to give the Marlins a lead and the win. This one gets away from Derek Lowe in the 0-2 pitch, and he hits Lowe. And down to first base goes Lowe to begin the inning.
Mike Lowe, of course, with the big home run last night. 0-2 here, trying to go inside, too far inside as it gets Lowe off the thigh. But he leads the National League with 25 home runs. Jim Edmonds is second with 24. Last night, Brandon Lyon tried to go away from him with the fastball 0-2. That time, Lowe tried to come inside and got a piece of Mike Lowe.
Here's Juan Encarnacion, the right fielder for the Marlins. Showing bunt and taking the strike. Here is the home run last night that propelled the Marlins over the Red Sox. The end of the bullpen, a 3-run shot and the completion of quite a comeback last night for Florida. And the first blown save for Brandon Lyon. Lowe, the National League leader in home runs. 7 of the last 13 hits for him have been home runs. Encarnacion sends it towards the gap in right center field. That's going to get down and roll back by the track in the wall. Mike Lowe going to try and send him around to score. The cutoff coming in from short right center is not in time. And on to third base goes Encarnacion. His gapper leads to a run as Lowe scores all the way from first base. And the Marlins cut the Red Sox lead in half. It's now 2-1.
Remember when Encarnacion came into the league with the Tigers and really did not do very much for Detroit, but he's become a pretty darn good player here for the Florida Marlins. Into that gap all the way to the Red Sox bullpen. The relay throw from Todd Walker. Veritek blocks the plate, but Lowell just does get in there with the hand. Couldn't get the body in there, but he did get the hand in.
So Encarnacion at third. Here's Derek Lee, who grounds it outside at third. He had 259, 14 homers, and 39 runs batted in. He has 6 hits in his last 34 at bats, hitting at just 176 over his last 11 games. He's now played in 292 straight games. It's the second longest game played streak in Marlins history. Streak is the longest active run in the NL currently. It's third longest in the major leagues. Miguel Tejada leading in that category. 511 games for Oakland, and A-Rod 467 games between Texas and Seattle.
I'm going to check the notes, but I think Jeff Conine has the longest streak in Marlins history. Yeah.
It's 307 games, Jeff Conine, so he's now 17 games shy from surpassing Conine's all-time franchise record. The 2-2. This is inside to Lee, and it's a full count. So the first hit that Derek Lowe gives up today was to Juan Encarnacion, led to a run with Mike Lowe scoring all the way from first base. Got him. Second strikeout for Derek Lowe. Lee goes chasing, and there's one down.
Well, H.B. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund, which in turn benefits children's hospitals all over New England.
See right there, it's got the strikeout right there at the bottom, the scoring. Right below the Hood bottle out there in right field, the White Monster. One down for Miguel Cabrera with the open stance from the right side. Cabrera 200 with the home run and 6 runs batted in. He has been seen in the outfield defensively for the Marlins in this series. Played third base last night for Florida. And has a good bit of versatility. They're very high on Miguel Cabrera.
He looked very good down at third base. Good throwing arm. We mentioned last night that he was moved from shortstop in the minor leagues to third base. Second appearance in the outfield for him in this series.
Now 0-2. He fouls it off right around the plate. The potential tying run 90 feet away here for the Marlins. Derek Lowe working here with a runner at third, one down. A run in for Florida. And Lowe has now thrown 25 pitches in his outing after a very quick 1-2-3 first inning. He's had to expend a little bit more energy here in the second inning. Cabrera has been hitless in his last 9 at-bats. Last hit he had was on June 26th against the Mets at Shea Stadium. It was a double. And he comes in with a batting average that is just at 200 for the Marlins. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Derek Lowe. And there's 2 down here in the top of the second inning.
Now, Derek Lowe, you consider a contact pitcher, ground ball pitcher with a sinker ball that comes up with 2 clutch strikeouts with that man at third base. That sinker never really appeared to be in the strike zone. Started out knee high and then really dipped down, and no contact by Cabrera. So 2 huge strikeouts for Lowe.
When you look at Derek Lowe's strikeout totals from the season, and most of his outings are somewhere between 4 and 5 strikeouts per outing. So not a guy that's going to go up there into 9 or 10. A lot more contact on Derek Lowe.
And if you're going to get 4 or 5 a game, you might as well get him with that man at third in less than 2 outs.
It's all about timing, and so far back-to-back strikeouts with that runner at third. Alex Gonzalez takes the strike. 1-1. Gonzalez, the shortstop, who totes a .310 batting average with 12 homers and 50 runs batted in. Some pretty good numbers for a number 8 hitter, where he is currently positioned in the Marlins order.
He's had a bit of a struggle recently, only 3 for his last 24, but still maintains that .310 batting average.
Breaking that grounder foul, and that bat ended up in the general direction of Bill Miller down there at third base.
Bill Miller was contemplating backhanded the barrel of the bat. Ball foul, bat fair. Not much but a dangerous weapon left in the hands of Gonzalez there.
The 2-2 to Gonzalez. He sends it to the opposite field for a hit. In from third comes Encarnacion, and the Marlins have tied it up 2-2. So a 2-out base hit RBI for Alex Gonzalez, and the game tied at 2.
Clutch 2-out base hit after back-to-back strikeouts with the man on third and down in the count. Gonzalez just protecting the plate, reaches out and puts it on a line in right field for the 2-out base hit.
So 2 away for Mike Redmond, who catches here today. Vaughn Rodriguez getting the day off from catching. He's the DH. And the check at first base on Alex Gonzalez.
Gonzalez does not have a steal on the season. He's been caught 4 times.
Redmond 6 for his last 16 over his last 6 games that have been spread out a little bit. Played in 36 games, 16 as a starting catcher so far this season, backing up Vaughn Rodriguez. Line right to the second baseman Todd Walker to end the inning. So the Marlins come up with 2 at the end of an inning and a half. We're tied at 2.
Okay, we've got something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new. Something new. I don't have anything. I don't have anything new. Something new.
Introducing Dunkin' Donuts' refreshing new lemonade Coolada. For a new twist on lemonade, it's just the thing. Stop by Dunkin' Donuts and try our new refreshing lemonade Coolada. To quench your thirst, this delicious frozen drink is just the thing.
Right. Got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's great news. I appreciate it. Goodbye. Well, I've got some fantastic news.
I'm out of here.
No, it was Geico. Just saved myself a bunch of money on my car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Hyundai Sonata, ranked most appealing entry midsize car. More standard features than a Toyota Camry LE, including a V6 engine. Offer over $2,400 less when comparably equipped. Add in America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you win. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata starting at just $14,999 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry in and get a 2003 Sonata with $1,000 cash back or 0% APR at your local Hyundai dealer.
Bottom of the second inning back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Marlins in Game 3 of the series. .313, 9 homers and 45 runs batted in for Nixon. Nixon, Kapler, and Bill Miller face Brad Penny here in the second inning. A 2-run home run by Todd Walker gave the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. The Marlins have come back to tie it 2-2. Nixon down 1-2. Up now 2-2. Brad Penny, 24 years of age. He's from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. He's the second member in the major leagues to be from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There is another, actually a former Red Sox player.
Sounds familiar.
Butch Husky was from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
And Penny, as young as he is, ranks 4th in Marlins history with 32 wins behind Ryan Dempster with 42, Pat Rapp 37, and of course Kevin Brown 33.
Into the Marlins via the Arizona Diamondbacks along with Vladimir Nunez. It's a foul ball just outside the line. And he was traded for right-handed pitcher Matt Manti. Ended up with Arizona July 9th of 1999. And Penny coming over to the Marlins. So only major league experience has come with Florida, and this is now his 4th season in the major leagues. Nixon pops it up in the infield. Left side as Mike Lowe dances around and makes the catch for out number 1. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
Don spending a Sunday afternoon here on top of the monster seats with Ryan and Aaron. Aaron is my model here. This number 14 is very special. It's a final postscript on what happened Friday night. This is from the scoreboard just below that 14-run first inning, and it's making the rounds around the Red Sox clubhouse. They're signing it. Jason Varitek, Johnny Damon. It's going to go into the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Now, Johnny Damon, who had the single, the double, and the triple in that historic first inning for the Red Sox, his bat from that game is going to the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. So we're going to give this back to the Red Sox. We promise it won't end up on eBay tonight. Thank you, Aaron.
That's great. Thank you very much, Eric.
It's amazing, Don, the interest in that game. I told you yesterday about the order for scorecards on the Rem report. You know what the total is now?
What are we at?
Up over 600.
Wow. Have there been other historic events since you've had it going that
well, you know, the biggest seller was Derek Lowe's no-hitter from last year. Everybody obviously wants a no-hitter, but no, this has been the largest sale for a particular game this season. You always get Pedro games, Yankee games, but nothing like this.
Well, an incredible night last night in his debut for Gabe Kapler. And in there again today, he gets to start in left field for Manny Ramirez, who gets the day off. Kapler was 4 for 5 with a triple, 2 doubles, and 3 runs batted in his Red Sox debut. And then for strike 3 and 1, he was just a home run shy of completing the cycle here last night. Does it have enough? It is up. It is gone. The home run that he couldn't get last night to complete the cycle is the first thing he does today. Gabe Kapler, welcome to Boston. It's 3-2 Red Sox.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't have a better start. Can you imagine the game he had last night? 4 for 5. Needed the home run for the cycle. First at bat Sunday afternoon. 3-1 fastball for his first home run in a Red Sox uniform. Well, talk about endearing yourself to the fans. My goodness.
Tough to do much more in your debut. And right back in there again today. Bill Miller bats with 1 down, 1-0. Missing to Miller, 2-0. So 2 home runs today for the Red Sox. Todd Walker's 2-run shot in the first. A solo home run by that man, Gabe Kapler, in the second inning. And Miller jumps back out of the way, 3-0.
It's not like Penny's given up a lot of home runs this year. 6 coming into the game, but already 2 in this one. Todd Walker and Gabe Kapler.
And their first strike, 3-1. Last year, over 129 in the third innings, he gave up 18 home runs. Hits it sharply. One hopper skim to Luis Castillo. Throws out Bill Miller. 2 down.
And one more look at the home run. Fastball middle in. And that's exactly where a lot of guys look for the ball. Power hitters on that 3-1 count. The fastball middle in. It's exactly where Kapler gets it and puts it up into the monster seats for the home run.
Two down, Jason Varitek, the switch hitting catcher against the right-hander ups for the left side. Varitek at 286 so far this season. And the breaking ball in there for strike 1. 286, 12 homers and 44 runs batted in for Jason Varitek. Offered very late, and the indication by Jerry Davis is that when he went around. So Varitek dismayed to find that out, down 0-2.
Game time is Miller time at Fenway in on Nesson. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before the game. You can win free tickets to the game. End up on Nesson. And the game time is Miller time. Fenway seats.
The 0-2 again to Varitek. He is grounded down the first base line right to Derek Lee, who gets the good hop and retires to the side. Red Sox get a solo home run from Gabe Kapler and lead it 3-2. Oh, and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park, ready for the top of the third. Red Sox on top now, 3-2. Juan Pierre bunts at it and gets it by Lowe to shortstop, and by that time, no chance. Pierre aboard at first base, a leadoff bunt single.
What a great play by Pierre. You know, everybody's pinching you. Third base, first base. The only guy that's back deep is the shortstop. And if you have that kind of bat control where you can slap it right by the third baseman, get it to the shortstop, you got a hit. Everything's perfect right here. Derek Lowe, the right-hander, falling off toward first base. Miller's in shallow. Just a little ground ball to shortstop on the bunt. You got a base hit. He'd drive you crazy at the top of the lineup, that guy, won't he?
Yes, he will. He has in this series. And another infield hit for him is 25th. He has now surpassed Dave Roberts of the LA Dodgers. And his teammate Luis Castillo in the top 3 as well. Now they'll have to keep a very close eye on him. We saw him last night steal 2 bases.
35 on the season. He is 11 ahead of Dave Roberts of LA.
Still another guy who will drop down an occasional bunt. As they check on Pierre again, his lead was very short over at first base. Done very well on the road has Luis Castillo, and over the last 14 games at .379.
a leadoff hitter like that in the American League that comes to mind that plays that kind of a game. Constant bunting and having the infield adjusted the way he does.
Ichiro on occasion.
Ichiro, that's probably the closest thing. Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
No, not right now. Not in our league.
It's amazing what a difference it makes when your leadoff hitter can do the things that he can do.
Well, you see how he changes the infield. It's incredible. I mean, you've got Walker playing shallower than double play depth. You get the first and third baseman in. You're going to have to probably pull in Nomar now after you see that. Eric Lowe holding the ball a long time, trying to get Pierre where he doesn't have any movement at first base. Trying to get him flat foot, but tough to do against a real good base stealer.
Montreal Expos today have a 2-0 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. Through 6, Tomo Oka has a no-hitter going today for the Montreal Expos. No hits, no walks. He has hit a batter. This is chopped to first. Millar's going to try and start it. High throw, one out there, but he'll get the return throw as they do get the lead man in Pierre, and that is a big out. One down.
That's a pretty good exchange. You do have speed at first base, obviously, in Castillo, but not the same speed as Pierre. The tough part about this play from a first baseman's point of view is seeing the shortstop, getting the ball up over the head of that runner. See, he clears him nicely there. Nomar had to jump a little bit to make the play, but at least Garcia-Parra had a good look at that baseball. It was not over the shoulder of Pierre.
So one down, Luis Castillo at first base, and it brings up Ivan Rodriguez, who struck out swinging his first time up. So yeah, Tomo Oka with a no-hit bid today for the Montreal Expos. Oka, who in his career in the Red Sox farm system actually threw a perfect game for the Pawtucket Red Sox in June of 2000 against the Charlotte Knights, the Chicago White Sox top farmhand.
What's the Yankees-Mets? That the big game tonight?
That is the Sunday night game, if I'm not mistaken. I am not mistaken. They tell me it'll be Leiter against Weaver. Jeff Weaver getting the start tonight for the Yankees. Al Leiter going for the Mets. And despite all the Mets losing ways, Leiter 8-4 is a winning record. Hit well by Ivan Rodriguez. Deep center field. Damon back, and he can't make the catch. Off him and the wall. Running is Castillo. He'll be sent around. The throw from center field from Garcia-Parra is not in time. So Castillo is in, and we are tied at 3. Standing at second base is Ivan Rodriguez.
Well, Rodriguez having a big series as far as the ribbies go, and there's no question about that. Watch Veritek again at home plate. He blocks it again, but it looks like Castillo just finds home plate with his hand. Johnny Damon just missing that play, crashing into the padding on the wall. Now the relay. To Garcia-Parra, to Veritek. Watch Veritek block the plate, but I believe the hand does get in again. Yeah, he's not allowing the body to get in, but the hands are getting in. There's Millard jumping to fake that like he's going to cut it off. That has little effect because Irod's already on second base anyway.
Lowe swings away and chops it down the third baseline foul. He walked his first time and came around to score. Lowe at 68 RBIs behind Preston Wilson and Albert Pujols. And Pujols right now leading the major leagues in batting average. Pujols at 386 right now, far and away ahead of anybody else. The American League leader is Melvin Mora, who is hitting at 357. And we got a little bit of a look at Albert Pujols and how good he is when the Cardinals were in to play the Red Sox.
He'd have to go into a month-low offer to fall out of first place in that race. Renteria second at 337.
And you're kind of getting to the stage of the year here in the midway point where that batting average doesn't move a whole lot one way or the other.
Well, although when you're hitting 386, it does have a tendency to drop a little more than a guy hitting 286.
386 right now. And this is grounded foul by Lowe. And it's 1-2. Pujols also in the top 10 in home runs with 21. So a legitimate Triple Crown threat in Albert Pujols. And Mike Lowe is enjoying a very good season for him. 25 home runs, 68 RBIs, and he cranks this one foul over by the Marlins dugout.
Win a LoJack stolen vehicle recovery system by entering the LoJack caught stealing sweepstakes at boston.com/Netson. Every time the Red Sox catch a run of stealing, go to the website, enter the date, opponent, and run a caught stealing for your chance to win.
Got him. Fourth strikeout for Derek Lowe. And the second out here in the top of the third inning.
Derek Lowe with the 4 strikeouts, 3 of them with the sinking fastball, 1 with the curveball. Again, that ball that starts out just about knee high and dips about ankle high.
2 down, Rodriguez at second, and here is Encarnacion, who doubled and scored his first time up. Very good numbers at Fenway Park over 14 games, hitting at .351 here at Fenway. He's 27 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. And of course, some of those numbers here at Fenway mostly compiled when he was a member of the Detroit Tigers. You know, the Tigers from '97 through 2001. And ahead on the count now, 2-0. He was acquired from the Cincinnati Reds, where he spent 1 season. He was there for part of 2002. He's picked up with infielder Wilton Guerrero. Left-handed pitcher Ryan Snare in exchange for Ryan Dempster July 11th of last year.
Beach ball in the outfield. The home plate umpire not aware of it quite yet.
Two down. Ivan Rodriguez at second base. A run in already for the Marlins. And the 3-0. Encarnacion, the green light, sends it to shortstop, and Nomar throws him out. So the Marlins get a run. We play 2.5, and now we're tied at 3. At Fenway Park. Connecticut is also big on you, Jerry.
Parts of Connecticut. The other part of Connecticut's Yankee fans.
Johnny Damon, Todd Walker, and Nomar Garcia part to face Brad Penny here in the bottom of the third inning. In a tie ball game, the Red Sox have had 2 different leads in this game, but both times the Marlins have come back. First to tie it at 2, and now at 3, as Damon has been hot over the last 16 games, and really the month of June. Stands in against Penny. He walked in the first inning and came around to score on the 2-run home run by Todd Walker. And the strike to Damon makes it 2-1. Brad Penny 6-5 with a 4.19 earned run average in his 17th appearance. Damon foul tipping it, evens up at 2-2. Sun darting in and out of some clouds above, the mostly blue skies above. There are a few clouds up there, and right now the sun behind one of them. A very comfortable afternoon. A lot of that humidity that was with us for the Tigers series, and the end of the week has really departed. Very comfortable conditions here at Fenway Park this afternoon. Damon sends it towards the shortstop. Nice play by Gonzalez, who throws him out. Wow. Nifty play turned in by the Marlins shortstop for out number 1.
Well, we watched Nomar early in the game make a backhanded play on Pierre. Terrific play. Now, how about this one? That big high bounce, and after the slide, back up to make the throw to first base. Shortstops are throwing some leather around early in this game.
Todd Walker fouling one back to the backstop. Walker against the Marlins in 20 games at .405 against the Florida Marlins. He's enjoyed his time against them. Big strike 2 for Brad Penny. Only 4 hits and 3 runs scored on Friday night. Singleton scored twice with 1 RBI as part of the 14-run, 13-hit first inning for the Red Sox on Friday. This time they get Walker on the ground out to second, 2 down. Well, some pretty impressive numbers so far, and I think I'm a little surprised to find out some of the numbers were actually better a year ago, Jerry.
Yeah, game behind it this time a year ago. Red Sox with a couple of more losses this season. The big difference in runs scored, obviously, for the Red Sox, but also a big difference in the ERA of the staff. And that says after a very slow start, that has started to come down for the Red Sox. And who knows what the rest of the way holds.
It's kind of the halfway mark. The actual halfway mark officially will be on Tuesday. The Red Sox play the first game of the series against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. But it's kind of interesting, you know. It seems in a lot of ways that this year has been far better. As Garciaparra sends it to center, Juan Pierre moves over and in to make the catch. And the Red Sox go in order in the third through 3. We're tied at 3. Tied at 3. The Marlins are out hitting the Red Sox 4-2. And it is 6, 7, and 8 for the Marlins to face Derek Lowe in the inning. Derek Lee, Miguel Cabrera, and Alex Gonzalez expected trio in the inning. Derek Lee, a strikeout victim his first time up. 1 of 4 strikeouts today for Derek Lowe. And he starts him off with strike 1. Derek Lowe in search of his 9th win as he comes in at 8-3 to today's outing, and has enjoyed his time at home this season for the Red Sox. A little bit more consistent here at Fenway Park than he has been on the road for Boston. This is chopped outside at third and foul, and it's 1-2.
You mentioned the improvement in the Red Sox pitching. For a while, they were just above Tampa Bay in pitching. They have since moved up to the 10th spot in the league with a 4.86 ERA.
Lowe strikes out Derek Lee for the 2nd time in the ball game, and that's 5 Ks for Lowe.
Red Sox Fantasy Camp for Kids is coming up August 18th and 19th at the Melrose Sports Complex. Boys and girls aged 7 to 15 will enjoy 2 days of baseball instruction, games, and an appearance by Red Sox Hall of Famer Louis Tiant, and a trip to Fenway Park where campers will be introduced on the baselines on August 19th. Reserve your spot. Call 1-800-336-2267.
One down for Miguel Cabrera, who was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Well, you're right. The Red Sox at one time, Tampa Bay was the only team below them. Texas was right in the same area, and really for a time there, the Red Sox were kind of playing along the lines of the Texas Rangers teams of the last few years, where they're scoring 8 or 9 runs, but at the same time giving up a lot of runs. But that has changed quite a bit, a little bit more consistency, but it sounds like there are more changes on the horizon for the Red Sox pitching staff, with some guys coming back and some reshuffling perhaps. Back at first base, Todd Walker takes charge and makes the catch in fair ground to retire Miguel Cabrera. 2 down.
Yeah, and the biggest, couple of the big things they're talking about, and we'll see if this goes into effect, but moving Kim into the closer role, Brandon Lyon as a setup man, and moving Mendoza into the starting rotation. Of course, he's down in rehab assignment now, and he's actually building as to be a starter, building up his innings.
You also have Chad Fox, who apparently is getting very close to returning to the ball club, who is getting healthy, and hopefully the return of Casey Fossum in the near future. As Alex Gonzalez trying to bunt for a base hit here with 2 down in the inning.
I've always said if you're going to bunt for a base hit with 2 outs, be prepared to steal second base and quickly turn it into a double.
Well, there's Casey Fossum. And hopefully he will be back soon. And when he comes back, it sounds like he'll be part of the bullpen most likely. which would certainly give Grady Little the option of 2 lefties with Alan Embry and himself, something that the Red Sox have really not had the benefit of much this season.
Chad Fox, I understand, was in the Red Sox clubhouse this morning, and very close, it seems like, to rejoining the team. Those obliques, they take a long time, don't they?
They certainly do. In the air to shallow left. Garcia Parra is out. He'll give way to Kapler. Makes the catch coming on, and it's a 1-2-3-4 for Derek Lowe. We're still tied at 3. Fenway tied at 3 as we head to the last of the 4th inning. David Ortiz, Kevin Millar, and Trot Nixon to face Brad Penny here in the last of the 4th inning. David Ortiz struck out swinging in the 1st inning. The only strikeout for Brad Penny through the first 3 innings. And Ortiz, like many of the Red Sox, been on fire over the last few games. 6 of them he's hit at .333. Either the DH spot or first base. One hopper nicely snared by Derek Lee, who takes it alone for the first out of the inning.
Seen a couple of pretty good plays over the last few innings. Gonzalez at shortstop, and now Derek Lee taking a base hit away from David Ortiz. This ball is really hit hard, and that hop explodes on Lee, but the quick hands to make the play at first base. Whew.
Six in a row now retired by Brad Penny since he relinquished a solo home run to Gabe Kapler.
Tell you what, Don, how about that for analyzing, huh?
I like that whoo part. Woo. That was
that's
you should mix that in more regularly.
That's putting together a package.
When you know it's really good, you should drop that.
Woo.
That's like, I'm sort of disappointed that we haven't heard the Rem Dog bark more recently either. I kind of miss that too.
Next sign we'll get it.
Okay. Sounds like a wounded beagle. 1-1 missing, or did he go? They check it first, and Paul Noward said he did not offer. 2-1.
Plus we head down to Tampa now. Wally's got a pack tonight, and he packs that, sunscreen at 170 because he wants to stay green in the sun. He's going to pack that kayak stuff to go with Joe Castiglione.
I would advise that. So left. On the move goes Cabrera, and he's able to make the catch for out number 2. Well, it's time now for our Aflac trivia question, and the question today: who is the only player remaining from the Marlins 1997 championship season? The answer for you in the next half inning. Of course, a lot of those players were traded away right after the championship season, but there is one player that remains from the 1997 championship team. 2 down for Trot Nixon. We'll tell you this, it is a bit of a trick question in that he was on the roster that season but did not appear in the postseason.
Pitcher?
No.
No, Mike Lowe. No?
No. 1-0 in the air to left field. Cabrera looking up, that ball carrying well and carrying out of the yard. It appeared up on top of the wall. Should be gone. And it is. The indication by the umpires. Nixon has gone yard for the 10th time this season. Puts the Red Sox on top 4-3. And all of the Marlins are out there to argue this one. One of the first ones that I can remember that end up on top of that wall. And the ground rule is that it's out of the yard. And it is for Nixon's 10th.
Yeah, if that goes on top of the wall, it's a home run. Remember we had the one the other night where the fan kind of interfered out there. That was pretty unclear. We'll take another look on replay. Nixon to the opposite field. That's a home run.
Gone.
It's a home run. That is not part of the wall. That's on top of the wall. That's the same thing as when they had the screen out there. There was a little section. You could hit the top of the wall, then it would bounce into the screen. That's the same case there.
And the umpire, Rob Drake, who was out there from third base, was asked by Jack McKeon to consult the other umpires.
Yeah, this here's a home run. Okay, that's a home run there if it hits there, and that's exactly where the ball hit.
And so the umpires are meeting, and they will talk it over. But I think that's as clear cut as it gets, landing on top of the wall.
One more look at the opposite field home run by Nixon. Now that's after the bounce already, but you can see it bouncing on top of that, and that should be a home run.
The fact that this is taking longer has me concerned, though.
Well, unless they've changed the rules since we've been giving them.
Rob Drake was asked by McKeon to meet with the rest of the umpires. And now the home plate umpire, Jerry Davis, walking over to Jack McKeon.
Wally said it's a home run. He's in his red today.
Well, that alternate jersey.
Now, our understanding, when you look at the top of that wall, is no different than when the screen was up there. This part here, that's a home run. Now, obviously, if it hits here and comes down, that is not a home run. But anything on this platform here is a home run. This isn't in play. That's all home run territory.
So it is indeed a home run in the 10th of the year for Trot Nixon, and it has the Red Sox on top for the third time today, 4-3. And it'll bring up Gabe Kapler, who homered in the second inning to put the Red Sox at the time on top 3-2. What has been an amazing beginning for him in a Red Sox uniform. 5 for his first 6. And he takes strike 1 from Brad Penny. It's interesting to watch Jack McKeon and the fire that he still has at 72 years of age. He has not taken this job or position very lightly. I mean, he is as fired up gets. And out there to argue that last call. And we've seen a lot of him over the series.
Now they
heard
said,
from him.
I was told that last night in the dugout after they had fallen behind, and of course a lot of the talk was about what happened, you know, on Friday night. He says, wait a minute. He got his groups together. He says, you're getting beat again. You know, stop the yapping and let's go win a game.
They responded. Kapler's responded with yet another hit. His 6th in a Red Sox uniform as he sends it out to right field, and Kapler continues to amaze.
Well, just to give you an idea, Kapler had 15 hits as a member of the Colorado Rockies. Okay? He's already got, what, 6 now for the Red Sox?
That's correct.
This time an outside pitch and takes it to the opposite field.
So 2 down, Kapler at first, and here's Bill Miller.
He can run a little bit too. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he gets the jump that he has the green light to go, especially here with the 2 outs.
His career's 57 stolen bases in 76 attempts. Parts of 6 major league seasons. There he goes. Miller swinging away, sending it towards right center field. That is a gapper. Back towards the 420 marker. Kapler was off with the pitch. Will score. Miller's thinking 3. And he's standing at third base with an RBI triple. And has the Red Sox on top 5-3.
It's amazing the amount of extra base hits that Bill Miller has on the season. Picks up his 3rd triple of the season. He's got 29 doubles and 5 home runs. He runs Pierre and Encarnacion all the way to the 420. So with 2 outs, all is going on. The home run by Nixon. Kapler. There's Kapler off at first base on the first pitch. The ball in the gap. He'll have no problem scoring on this. So the Red Sox pick up a couple of runs after 2 outs are in the inning.
Wayne Rosenthal, the pitching coach, was out briefly to talk to Brad Penny. As Bill Miller has tripled in a run here, the Red Sox have a 2-run lead, 5-3, as they continue to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Jason Varitek, who grounded out to first base his first time up. Sends it foul back into the seats.
37 of the 79 hits now for Bill Miller have been extra base hits.
Perhaps the quietest pickups during the offseason, but quite possibly the biggest by the Red Sox. This is up top to Varitek, 1-1. Down low, 2-1 now to Varitek. Triples, the American League leader Nomar Garciaparra, the Major League leader Nomar Garciaparra, with 12 on the season. Taking ball away to Varitek, and Jason in the driver's seat here, 3-1. Well, Brad Penny got 2 quick outs, then the home run by Nixon, the single by Kapler, the triple by Bill Miller. 2 runs in, and the Red Sox on top 5-3. Ball 4 to Varitek, and the second walk given up by Brad Penny of the afternoon. So runners at the corners, 2 down, and it's back up to the top of the order for Johnny Damon. Walked and scored in the first inning, grounded out to shortstop in the third. Damon has hit safely in 15 of his last 16 games as he takes strike 1. The shortstop position by Alex Gonzalez to end the inning. 2 runs in for the Red Sox. We played 4, 5-3 Boston. Back at Fenway Park, the Red Sox on top 5-3, partially because of the home run by Trot Nixon. And the Red Sox for the 3rd time in the game with the lead, on top by 2 as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Derek Lowe has retired 5 Marlins in a row, and is fresh off his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. Faces 9-1-2 in the Marlins order here in the 5th. Redmond sends a 2-hopper to third. Miller backed up on it, but has it and throws out Redmond for the inning's first out. Let's time out for the answer to kind of a trick question for us here today. Why is the only player who is the only player remaining from the Marlins 1997 championship season? And the answer is Luis Castillo. It is kind of a trick question in that he was not on the roster for the postseason. He did play 75 games that year for the Marlins and is still with them some years later. Within 1 year of winning the World Series, 18 of 25 Marlins were let go through trades, free agency, released, lost in expansion drafts, or retired.
Look at the defense set up for Juan Pierre. Look where Todd Walker's playing. Infield in. He's even brought Nomar in a couple of steps at shortstop.
It's got everybody thinking now.
Yeah. Remember a couple of times when Don Zimmer, my former manager, was managing in Texas, and of course I bunted quite a bit, and it's the exact same defense. I looked up and I look at the second baseman. He's playing infield in with nobody on. I couldn't believe it.
He knew your act.
Yeah, he knew that weak act.
One more note, the last Marlin from that club that was on the postseason roster was actually Cliff Floyd, who was traded to Montreal last season and then of course came to Boston. Part of that postseason team. The breakup of the Marlins certainly similar to some other dismantlings of championship clubs over the years, but that was one of the biggest in modern history. Lined and caught at second by Walker. The fact that he was in worked out, and the defensive alignment works this time for out number 2.
Well, he was not there to catch a line drive. He was there for a bunt, but instead he will catch the line drive. And Juan Pierre quickly the second out of the inning.
Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
Don here with a big Red Sox fan. It's Billy Andrade, the pro golfer out of Rhode Island. We came up here to the Monster Landing because we can get a good view of a certain seat you were in back in 1975 on an October night.
I was fortunate enough to come to Game 6. I was 11 years old. I came with my dad and my cousin, and you know, it brings back memories walking up here and looking in section 33, and remember hearing the ball go by when Fisk hit the home run at 12:30 at night. remember sleeping in the middle of the game. The beginning of the game was great. The middle was a little tiring, and then the end was unbelievable.
You're taking a week off from the PGA Tour, but you were at work back in your home state of Rhode Island this week for your annual golf classic, the CVS Charity Classic with Brad Faxon. It went well again.
Absolutely. We had a wonderful, wonderful tournament, raised a lot of money for charity, and the only unfortunate thing was Mediate and Sluman beat Brad and I.
Well, the good thing is we get to watch the game. We're going to stay up here for a little while. Guys, to you.
5-3 Red Sox. Red Sox on top 5-3. Todd Walker, Nomar Garciaparra, and David Ortiz to face Brad Penny here in the last of the 5th inning. Walker sends it foul off the left side. He's down 0-2. And Todd Walker homering back in the 1st inning. A 2-run shot, his 7th home run of the year. The time gave the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. Time the Red Sox have taken a lead. The Marlins have come back to tie it up, and the Red Sox right now holding on to a 5-3 lead. And Derek Lowe has now retired 8 Marlins in a row, 2nd time through the order. In the air to center field, struck well. Juan Pierre headed back to the dirt of the track, front of the wall to make the catch. No more room in which to work with in dead center field, and there's one away. Let's take a look at the game summary. So far today, Todd Walker's 2-run home run is 7th. Kapler continues to get it done, a solo home run. And Trot Nixon with a solo home run of his own. Brad Penny, 4 1/3 innings, giving up the 5 runs the Red Sox have. And Derek Lowe has retired 8 in a row. And 5 innings, giving up 3 runs for Lowe. 5 strikeouts for Derek Lowe today, a rather high number. So Walker hitting it a ton to dead center field, but he's out number 1.
You know, Don, Walker's having a terrific year for the Red Sox, and we think of American League second baseman. Obviously, Soriano gets most of the attention, but how about the year Boone's having?
Incredible.
He is 9th in the league in hitting. He is 2nd in home runs, and he is 3rd in runs batted in.
An amazing year. And so is Todd Walker, though, really. I think coming into the season, everybody thought that he was a guy that was a lot of offense, not much defense. But I think he's proved a little bit about his defense, as this one is fouled off the catcher, Mike Redmond.
Now, Soriano will win the balloting, am I correct? He must have a big lead. But Boone's got to be on that club somewhere with those kind of numbers.
I certainly think so.
I think Delgado might make it, too.
I think he's got a chance.
I have that feeling.
Before I forget, he broke up Tomoka's no-hitter, as a matter of fact, with an RBI double in the 7th inning, and it's now 2-1. Apparently, the Expos still with the lead, but Oka's no-hitter bid was broken up.
I think on the squeeze, I saw that they have a 3-1 lead now, Montreal.
They've added on
the squeeze.
It's entirely possible, because they told me last inning, and I forgot to get to it. So an inning late in the Delgado breaking up the Oka news. It could be 10-1 for all we know right now. That's 3-1 on the scoreboard in the 8th. Montreal on top. Omar with a cut that gets Redmond again. 2nd time in the sequence that the catcher's been hit. Ron Rodriguez knows all about foul tips. Now Garciaparra has hit safely in 31 straight games here at Fenway Park, and is in search of his first hit here today. As Garciaparra is grounded out and lined out. He's 0 for 2. And he fouls it off his own foot this time, and still 2-2 to Garciaparra. We talked about Nomar hitting in 31 straight games, a .405 average at home this season. Leads the American League in that category. 37 of 38 overall home games. Waves at that pitch and strikes out. Just the 2nd strikeout of the day for Brad Penny. 2 down.
Nomar had difficulty throughout that at bat picking up the curveball from Penny. Had some funny swings. Again, the over-the-top breaking ball from Brad Penny, and Garciaparra striking out for only the 26th time this season. He's the third toughest guy in the American League to strike out. Toby Hall the toughest. Benji Molina 2 catches ahead of Garciaparra.
David Ortiz fooled on that pitch. 0 for 2 in the game. Ortiz struck out in the first inning and grounded out to first base in the 4th inning. And the hands fouled off.
Get the Globe's award-winning sports coverage every day. Call 1-800-984-5335 for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Globe, your world unfolding daily.
Ortiz lifts it to left, but right in the neighborhood of Cabrera, who had to come on. He sort of misplayed it. He started off running to his right on a slant and then realized he had to come in, and by the time he made the adjustment, the ball lands, and David Ortiz stands at first base with 2 down.
Of all the positions for Cabrera, that's the one he's the least accustomed to, and you see he'll break back first. He goes back a step, and then he has to come back in, and that line drive sinking quickly, can't make the play. Brad Penny thought he had the 3rd out of the inning, but not quite.
Instead, he's going to face Kevin Millar, who's 0 for 2 in the game. And Penny's pitch count starting to get up there a little bit, as he probably wanted that to be the final out for sure, not only to get out of the inning, but also to secure his place here in the game as far as pitch count goes. This next pitch will be the 90th of his outing. Works with 2 down. David Ortiz at first, and the Red Sox on top 5-3. For a strike, and it's now 2-1 to Kevin Millar. Well, Millar and many of the other Red Sox will be involved with Picnic in the Park after the ball game today. We've talked so much about it, and had a lot of the Red Sox wives on throughout the season. Interesting to see how much that jacket goes for in the auction. One where he's on the Harley, he's got all the fire on the jacket and everything else. That's going up for auction today.
Are they like opening bids? You start off with a certain amount. So if like I bid $5 right now, would that be below the?
I think that's well below.
Okay.
3-1 is outside a 3rd and foul, and a full count. That's the best you could do is $5.
Don, as you well know,
at the Remy house.
I'm a little tight with the buck, as we all know.
Things are hard over there in Weston, but wow.
Yeah, I'm just curious if you there's a certain starting price for these items that you'll be auctioning off.
I'm not sure. I have really looked at that. I think it might be 200, so you're well off.
I'm way off. Yeah, $195 off.
You're a little low. Runner is off, and it's ball 4 to Kevin Millar. Third walk given up by Penny. Take a look at the Heineken What's on Tap coming up for the Red Sox after tomorrow's off day. Travel day for the Red Sox should begin on Tuesday night against the Devil Rays at the Trop in St. Petersburg. We're on the air at 6:30 Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday actually at 5:30, as that game is a 6:05 actual start time. And it's all right here on NESN. Some big divisional games for the Red Sox, and they will once again play the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It always seems like something happens when the Red Sox go to Tropicana Field. Well, with 2 outs last inning, the Red Sox came up with 2 runs. With 2 outs this inning, they have runners at first and second. And Trot Nixon swinging and missing at the first pitch. Up, back and out of play off the third base side, back into the seats. Red Sox are 8-1 when Trot Nixon homers in a game this season. So he is homered here today. The Red Sox hope they can get their 9th win during his home runs. And the 0-2 to Nixon. In the dirt, bouncing in, nicely knocked down by Mike Redmond. Been knocking a lot of stuff down. A couple foul tips have grabbed him in the inning, and now knocking that pitch down from Penny. Nixon's still just 28 years of age. Seems like he's been around a lot longer than that. The 1-2. Right back and through into center field. David Ortiz being waved around. He will score the 6th Boston run. Nixon driving it in, and the Red Sox lead it 6-3.
Well, it's been 2 out. Trot Nixon today. 2 outs with the home run in the 4th inning. 2 outs here with the base hit up the middle. Does a nice job staying back on a pretty good curveball from Penny. Strides out there, but his hands stay back. Slaps it up the middle. A diving attempt to knock it down by Castillo. He can't do it. And the Red Sox go up 6-3. Nixon now with 47 runs batted in the season. And he's lifted his average now to 317.
And here's Gabe Kapler, who has homered and singled, and he chops this one foul down the third base line. Kapler was born in Hollywood, California, resides in Tarzana, California. That's in the valley, I think, if I'm not mistaken. In Los Angeles, he is 27 years of age. He will turn 28 on July the 31st. To left down the line. The ball is up. The ball is gone. Second home run of the game for Gabe Kapler. Unbelievable. This one is a 3-run shot, and it puts the Red Sox on top 9-3. You can't do it any better than Gabe Kapler's done in his Red Sox debut.
Another inside fastball, another line drive. Ooh, that had to be painful. But she is okay up in the monster seat. She got up and cheered after, so that's good news. Look at this. Look at this place. Kapler for mayor.
She is all right. Cheering. She wants the ball back, though.
She should get it for that effort. That was painful.
It was.
One more look at the attempted catch by the fan, and after she gets hit pretty hard with it, she gets up and cheers the home run, but she needs the baseball.
Or a baseball.
Something.
And the curtain call for Gabe Kapler.
Don't pinch him, huh? Don't.
No. Gritty Little able to get him back in the lineup today.
There's some folks from the Red Sox out there. Security checking her out, make sure she's okay.
It'll be hard to keep him out of the lineup when the Red Sox go to Tampa Bay. There's a swing and a miss from Bill Miller.
If I was Kapler, I'd come out and try to find a game tomorrow on the off day. Just keep playing. Pick up game, anything. Get some kids from the neighborhood in here. Let's have a game.
Royer sends it deep to left center field. Back goes Pierre. He dives and can't make the catch. The second base goes Miller. Got himself yet another double.
Now that's 30 down for Bill Miller on the season. He'll take over the league lead, one above Aubrey Huff of Tampa Bay. That's a little painful, too, for that center field. When you jump and crash into that wall, the scoreboard, there's no padding there. You got all kind of stuff sticking out, you know, where the teams are hung, and that's not a good feeling. Makes a nice effort, just can't, just above the glove, and then the crash into the wall.
Wow, I never noticed there was a lot of stuff sticking out.
Oh, there's all kind of stuff out there, as George Carlin would say. Look at that stuff.
Look at the stuff. That's painful stuff. Well, I never noticed that. I knew they had to hang him on something, but that's like nails. When you're jumping into that, you're right.
Yeah, there's no padding out on that wall. See that stuff there? This stuff, that hurts.
That's some stuff. It's pointy stuff. Jason Varitek taking the strike, 1-1. Varitek, the 8th man to bat in the inning for the Red Sox. They've added 4 runs to their total on top, 9-3. Line and caught at second base by Castillo. Nicely done to end the inning, but the Red Sox score 4 runs. Gabe Kapler's 3-run blast. The Red Sox lead it 9-3. 9-3 now as the Red Sox score 4 times in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Ivan Rodriguez leads it off here in the top of the 6th.
That's funny. You know, last night Kapler went out to right field and got a standing ovation from the bleacher crowd and those folks down the right field line. Today in left field, got the standing ovation from the monster seats and also those folks down the left field line. So they all love him. Left field, right field, bleachers.
Kapler with 2 home runs today. Solo shot in the 2nd, a 3-run job in the 5th. And also with a single, 3 for 3. Ivan Rodriguez strikes out. 6th K for Derek Lowe.
Well, stay tuned after the game for W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, New England's Red Sox post-game show with extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis. Hosted by Bob Rogers. He's just right here to our left. And a lineup of insightful analysts. After the last inning, the action is just beginning.
I guess Bob Rogers and Bob Tewksbury got bumped from their normal spot in the press box where they watched the game.
Oh!
So third, Bill Miller flashing a little leather, and on the other side, nice pick out by Kevin Millar. Good play on both ends to dispose of Mike Lowe. 2 down.
Well, we are seeing some defensive magic here today by a number of guys. Garcia, Parra, Miller, Derek Lee for the Marlins. Can't hit a ball much harder than that. That ball's by him. And then Millar on the other end making the pick. Yeah, he likes that. All pitchers do. I understand Larry Lucchino is a guest today in the W.B. Mason's Extra Innings.
With the Bobs. Started to say that both of them have been bumped from their normal box as they watch the game. Because there's Larry enjoying the game. It's Spanish radio here with the Florida Marlins to our left. The 1-0 in the dirt, and the count is 2-0. Ten in a row retired by Derek Lowe with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Falls behind, 1 on Encarnacion, 3-0. Lowe has walked 1 so far. It's 76 pitches, 54 strikes here today. As he works with a 9-3 lead. And just the 2nd walk of the day given up by Derek Lowe. 2 out base on balls to 1 Encarnacion. Here comes Derek Lee, who has struck out twice in the game, both times swinging. Once in the 2nd and again in the 4th inning. Derek Lowe in his last 8 starts, 5-0. With a 2.70 earned run average over the last 8 starts. So unbeaten in his last 8 starts at 5-0. In the air, struck well to left field. That ball is gone. Up and over the fence in left. Derek Lee, a 2-run shot. And the Marlins come back with 2 runs here. It's now 9-5. All of this coming with 2 outs in the inning.
Derek Lee had a tough time against Derek Lowe. 2 strikeouts prior to this home run. Number 15 on the season for Derek Lee. He had been in kind of a 6-for-36 mini slump. But he ends it with that swing of the bat. They're getting worn out there in the monster seats today.
Two down for Miguel Cabrera with his open stance. On the ground to Garcia Parra at shortstop. And that'll do it. But the 2-run home run by Derek Lee. And the Marlins trail by 4. Red Sox on top 9-5.
Back at Fenway, 9-5 Red Sox lead. This inning is the Foxwoods fantasy inning. Today's contestant is Louise Barney of Dover, New Hampshire. If the Red Sox hit a home run this inning, Louise will win a dinner for 2 and a free night stay at Foxwoods Resort Casino. For your chance to win, visit boston.com/Nesson.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox on top 9-5. And the top of the order to lead it off, Johnny Damon.
Blaine Neal coming on for the 17th time this year. 2nd appearance of this series. He worked 2 innings Friday night, allowing 3 hits and 4 earned runs. Faced 10 batters in that game.
Takes over for Brad Penny, who worked the first 5 innings, giving up 9 hits and 9 runs, including 4 home runs. He walked 3 and struck out 2. And on the hook with the Red Sox on top 9-5. Damon sends it down the line in right. Encarnacion over to make the running catch for out number 1. Let's check in with Eric Fried. Eric?
All right, Julie Mullen is the one who, for all of New England and all of Fenway Park this evening, took one for the team out here. Why don't you explain your side of the story, Julie? She's from South Portland, Maine. This should be good.
I just saw the ball coming at me and just wanted it to hit me.
Mission accomplished. Now, where was your husband in all this? He was ducking for cover. Chivalry is dead in the monster seat.
Took off.
Mr. Moxie said he was going to protect us all, but he did not do a good job at what he said he was going to do.
Well, she's fine. You got checked out by the paramedics. Everything's okay. And what did you get as a gift? What does it cost here at Fenway Park to get hit by a ball?
I got an official yearbook, 2003 Red Sox, and I got a Johnny Damon number 18 baseball.
Well, it's fun up here, and it's getting a little better at Fenway. Don, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Todd Walker, for the 2nd time today, has gone deep. It is a solo home run, this time in his 8th of the year, and it gives the Red Sox an even 10 on top 10-5. 5th career 2-home run game for Todd Walker.
This is home run derby here this afternoon. That's not too bad a pitch either. That ball is a bit away and down, but Walker hooks it into the Red Sox bullpen. You get a guy hitting 2nd in this lineup that has an outside chance of getting 100 ribbies this year. He now has 46 on the season.
Nomar sends it to 3rd. A tough hop for Lowe, but he stays with it. The throw is high, and Lee apparently came down on the bag to get Nomar. 2 down.
Red Sox fans, do you want access to exclusive seats at Fenway? Join SmartFan today and start purchasing tickets from Red Sox season ticket holders. To join, go to smartfan.net.
So 2 down, and here's David Ortiz, who's 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 5th inning. Ortiz facing Blaine Neal, 24 years of age, from Haddon Heights, New Jersey. In his 3rd season with the Florida Marlins.
Well, after today's game, the Red Sox will only have 1 interleague game to play. That'll be the makeup game against the Phillies. The Red Sox could win today. They would be 10-7 against the National League this year. Quite an improvement from a year ago.
Well, if you look to last year, certainly One of the bigger problems was interleague play, being swept by the Dodgers and Diamondbacks and winning only one game of 6 against the Atlanta Braves. And Red Sox have rectified that situation this season. Red Sox going after win number 47 today, as they're 46-33 coming in, and are 27-12 here at Fenway Park this season, which is sort of a reversal of where they were last year. They had a much better road record than at home at Fenway Park a year ago. Neal missing at 93 miles per hour. 2-2 now to David Ortiz. Last year, Neal was 3-0 for the Marlins out of their bullpen in 32 relief appearances. On the first baseline, it hits the bag, and there to get it is Lee to end the inning. The home run by Todd Walker. The Red Sox lead it 10-5. Giving us a little recap of the game as we head here to the 7th inning.
I thought that was Adam singing. That was the Commodores?
No, that was the Commodores. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Adam.
And a little capsule of what has gone on here today. Grounded left side off the bat of Alex Gonzalez. Garciaparra again with a good off-balance throw, and a good play turned in by Garciaparra for out number 1.
Tell you what, the boys came ready to play some defense here this afternoon, didn't they? A lot of nice plays. Garciaparra off balance throw again. Millar to the backhand to make the catch. Get the first out here of the 7th inning. Both sides playing some very good defense in this one.
One down for Mike Redmond. He's 0 for 2. He's lined out to second base and grounded out to third base. Sox 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Marlins 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Eric Lowe's thrown 84 pitches today as he works here in the top of the 7th inning. Redmond spending time in New England. At one point in his career was a member of the Portland Sea Dogs. 1995 and 1996 on his way up to the Florida Marlins. And now in his 5th season as a member of the Marlins. A 1-2. In the dirt evens up at 2-2. Of Seattle, Washington, went to college at Gonzaga. And he chops it left side. Nomar again. This time he has a chance to plant the throw there in plenty of time. Boston Red Sox baseball at Nesson is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers, Samuel Adams Boston Lager, your New England Toyota dealers, and by Citizens Bank. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy with you today. Our producer is Russ Ken, director Mike Naracci, associate producer Greg Petranzi. Our stat man is Paul Carroll. Adam Jupiter helping us out here in the booth. And our thanks to Kevin Carlson for helping us out with that montage as we came back from last inning. Juan Pierre scores 1 for 3. His bunt single in the third got him on for the only time so far in this one. The defensive alignment the same for the Red Sox. In at the corners and sort of in the middle. Halfway at second base is Todd Walker.
Yep, even down by 5 runs. Pierre trying to get on base, to get on there any way he can, whether it be bunt, taking that 2-0 pitch for a strike.
Just 25 years of age. As he takes ball 4 from Derek Lowe and gets on anyway. Third walk given up by Lowe. It comes with 2 down.
Well, keep cool as the summer heats up. Sport your summer threads. Get your Major League Baseball authentic hats, jerseys, t-shirts, and more at RedSox.com. The RedSox.com shop for all things baseball.
Two-away, and Luis Castillo stands in. Castillo reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning and came around to score. He's 0 for 3 today. And out goes Veritek to talk to Lowe, and walked Juan Pierre. Now falls behind Castillo, and this will also bring Dave Wallace out, the interim pitching coach. Timlin up the first action of the Boston bullpen as Derek Lowe, likely in his last inning perhaps. He's thrown 93 pitches here today and got the first 2 outs of this inning pretty quickly, but walks Juan Pierre, falls behind Luis Castillo, and Timlin continues to warm in the bullpen. Chopped outside of first and foul, 1-1. Well, Byung-Hyun Kim does end up as the closer. Does that surprise you very much since he came over? Certainly a guy who wanted to start and may still have a start in him, but it sounds like that's a move they may make soon.
No, it doesn't really surprise me, Don. I mean, you know, Brandon Lyon has done an excellent job in that closing role. The one exception, obviously, last night, but they all have him. But I think when they did make the trade, I think they felt like they had so much flexibility with Kim that, you know, that was a real possibility. And I think if that does happen and they put him out there, I think it really strengthens the bullpen, because Lyon has been so good. He's a guy that can give you a couple of innings, maybe the 7th and 8th, leading up to Kim. And of course, Kim with that unorthodox delivery, you know, for 3 outs, it can be very tough. So we'll see how it goes over the next week or so. But those are some of the changes that are anticipated anyway in the pitching staff. I think long range, they look to Kim to be a star.
1-2 in there for strike 3. Derek Lowe gets his 7th strikeout, and it ends the top of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time, 10-5 Boston. Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by the Bone and Joint Center, Caritas St. Elizabeth. You don't have to be an all-star to be treated like one. I would like to welcome today's visitors to the Dunkin' Dugout. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to host area youth and charity organizations at every Red Sox home game. And as always, we'd like to thank Dunkin' Donuts for providing us with refreshments. Today was the first day of the iced coffee here today. We thank them very much. Dunkin' Donuts, just the thing. Let's take a look at the Dunkin' Donuts game summary as the Red Sox on top 10-5. And in this one, Kapler has 2 home runs, a single, and 4 runs batted in for the Red Sox. Todd Walker has 2 home runs, and Trot Nixon's got a home run of his own. Brad Penny chased from the game after 5 innings, giving up 9 runs. Derek Lowe still in the game after 7 innings, giving up 5 runs. Derek Lowe has struck out 7 here today, and the Red Sox lead it 10-5. Well, Vermont is here. We heard from Connecticut earlier, and now Vermont. As we head here to the last of the 7th inning, Kevin Millar, Trot Nixon, and Gabe Kapler. Missing Blaine Neal out there for his 2nd inning of relief. In the air down the 3rd base line. And no play for either Lowe or Gonzalez. No play for a fan in there.
Another nice play by Garcia Parra. He had number 5 on his back, I think.
I thought you were starting to lose it a little bit. I didn't know.
Oh, no, I've lost it many years ago. It's long gone.
That was going to be like in maybe, I don't know, well, you got a long way, but 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden you'd be yelling out things you thought you saw.
Yeah, just, you know, blurting out things from like the past. If I do that, nudge me and just like send me home.
Popped up down the 3rd base line. Mike Lowe steps into foul ground and takes care of out number 1.
Oh, nice catch by Brooks Robinson.
There's Kevin Romine.
When that happens, just you know, take the chair and like roll the chair up the hill, push me out the door, lock the door.
Oh no,
and don't let me back in.
We'll bring you in. We'll prop you up.
Yeah.
You up all set to go.
You're propping me up now.
Oh.
Wake up, Walter.
Nixon 2 for 3 in this game as he sends one foul down by the tarp area. Red Sox with 5 home runs in the game. 2nd time this season the Red Sox have hit 5 or more home runs in a game. Today they've done it, of course, in June 7th at Milwaukee. Game in which they hit 6. Nixon had one of those home runs that day. That was part of what was a pretty amazing comeback for the Red Sox. Nixon hits it deep to right, and Encarnacion on the run, able to make the catch. We're out number 2.
And here comes Mr. Mayor.
Has become a fan favorite in the last 24 hours. Gabe Kapler will bring the Fenway faithful to their feet again. Even those that have been struck by home run balls. Two home runs today and a single. 4 RBIs for Kapler. And 7 for 8 in his first 2 games in a Red Sox uniform. Sends it foul back by the backstop. 1-2. Breeze going from right to left across the outfield. Red Sox batting in the bottom of the 7th inning on top. 10-5. In the air down the right field line, and Encarnacion over towards the corner, and he makes the catch basket style to end the inning. Bit of an adventure, but the inning is over. In order go the Red Sox on top 10-5 at the end of 7th. Back at Fenway, Red Sox on top 10-5, ready for the top of the 8th inning. And Derek Lowe returns to the mound for the Red Sox. 96 pitches deep into his outing. Mike Timlin had been up an inning ago, and Timlin is up out there with the inning beginning. Should Lowe run into any trouble? Ivan Rodriguez to lead it off, and gets plucked with the first pitch in the back. And Rodriguez will be awarded first base. Here comes Grady Little. Comes out and throws one pitch and hits Ivan Rodriguez here to begin the inning after throwing 96 pitches today.
It looked like he was running out of gas in the 7th a bit there, you know, and comes out for one pitch, hits Rodriguez, and that'll be the afternoon for Derek Lowe.
We'll step aside, and the Red Sox will have a new pitcher when we come back. Boston on top 10-5. Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by Dodge, Foxwoods Resort Casino, and by your New England Ford dealers. Well, back at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox have a 10-5 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. Ivan Rodriguez hit with the first pitch of the inning, and the new pitcher for the Red Sox, Mike Timlin.
Mike Timlin making his 35th appearance. He worked in the game last night, 2/3 of an inning against the Marlins. No hits, no runs. He did have a strikeout. Timlin with 4 walks, 34 strikeouts, and 45 in a 3rd innings. And while I got a chance, I'd like to congratulate John McDermott, retired from the Boston Public Schools after 36 years of teaching. John, of course, works here at Fenway Park. 36 years.
That's
calling
incredible.
It quits.
Wow. And congratulations to John. Mike Lowe stands in with a runner at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. This is hit hard, fouled down by the photographer as well. What the American League record for hits in a start of a career for a player is? It certainly has come up here with Gabe Kapler's recent success. It's actually a Red Sox player, Ted Cox, with 6 hits. His first 6 hits in September 18th, 1977. A Red Sox player. This is missing. Actually traded him away to the Cleveland Indians as part of a Dennis Eckersley deal. Ted Cox. Juan Rodriguez held on at first base by Kevin Millar. Nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. That's 1-2 to Mike Lowe.
We just got something weird from the stands. Fan Pete Charbonneau sent this up. He's sitting in section 27. He sent up a copy of Babe Ruth's contract from 1919.
Really? He was inside, and it got him. Grazed the jersey. And hit batsman here back-to-back for the Marlins to begin the inning.
Timlin trying to go inside. Second time Lowe's been hit today. Second hit batter of the inning. But this contract for George H. Ruth, $25,000 for the seasons of 1919, 1920, and 1921. And signed by Joseph Rupert. This is the copy of the contract.
Looks legit to me.
Uniform agreement for transfer of a player. Major League Club, the Boston Americans. I don't know, you know, but I just got this from Pete Charbonneau, who's in section 27. So I can't read this, whatever this is. This is something else, like an addendum to something. George H. Ruth, Boston, Mass.
This is on the ground, backhanded by Millar. To second for one, relay to first is not in time. Some footwork problems for Mike Timlin. Ended up may have getting spiked over there at first base. As Encarnacion down the line. They do get the middleman and Mike Lowe for out number 1.
Toughest double play to turn, obviously, the 3-6-1. And you got Encarnacion, who can run very well going down that line. Red Sox almost completed. There's Millar to Garciaparra. Has to reach a little bit for that. And Timlin coming first. I think he gets stepped on down that first base line. The Red Sox do get an all-important out here in the 8th inning after a couple of hit batters. I'm trying to read this note. agree to pay you the sum of $1,000. I can't really make the whole thing out. 30 ball games, season 1918. Remember this club?
The truck is killing me because I said it looks official. I've heard F. Lee Bailey's name thrown out there. All of a sudden now they think I'm a lawyer.
It's not a. I mean, it's a copy, but I mean,
no, but
this is a you know, a George Herman Ruth contract for $25,000 for 3 seasons, 19, 19, 20, and 21.
How much was it for again?
Huh?
Top 5. How much did he get?
25. Says $25,000. Cash, and it. There's no, like, you can eat hot dogs, you can ski. There's no, like, there's nothing in here. You can, you know, like jump out of planes. What do they call that? Skydive,
bungee jumping.
Yeah,
you can do any of that stuff. Someone going to work on the laces. Red Sox have action in the bullpen. Brandon Lyon is up out there. Derek Lee homered his last time up. He's 1 for 3 in the game. And a strike from Timlin. Derek Lee came over from the San Diego Padres along with right-handed pitcher Rafael Medina in exchange for Kevin Brown. December 15th of 1997. Last year played in every game for the Marlins. Started his career in the Padres system in '97, then has been with Florida since 1998. A count of 1-2. Mike Timlin working. 1 out. Runners at the corners here in the top of the 8th inning. Red Sox on top 10-5. And Timlin missing again. Held on to by Veritek for a split second. 2-2. Spinning him out of the batter's box in a full count. An inning in which 2 Marlins hitters have been hit. Both Rodriguez and Lowe struck by pitches in the inning. Derek Lee bats now. Miguel Cabrera waits on deck. Up right side. Todd Walker heading to the outfield grass. He'll need help. Nixon coming on way in from right, and he can't make the catch. In from third comes Ivan Rodriguez, and just getting into second base goes Encarnacion.
Looked like right at the last second, it looked like Nixon looked toward Todd Walker like he was going to make the play. Took his eye off the ball and then could not make the catch. Now remember, this time of day you're dealing with sun out there, so I don't know if either one of these guys possibly lost the ball in the sun, but you can see Trot slow up, look at Nixon, and then can't make the catch. I mean, actually slowed up and looked at Walker and then tried to pick it up and drop the ball. Make an attempt at the force play at second base, but Encarnacion just beats it. They gave a base hit to Lee on that.
And Encarnacion may have hurt himself going into second base as the trainer for the Marlins out to check on him. This has been a very strange inning. The Marlins have picked up a run. And it's now a 10-6 game. They have 2 on still with just 1 out in the inning. We'll see if Encarnacion's going to stay in the game. Ozzie Guillen, the third base coach, also over there talking to him. And I think he's trying to get him out of the game here to leave. And that's what's going to happen. So Juan Encarnacion will indeed leave the game with some sort of injury. Looked like he may have gone in awkwardly.
Well, we'll see if Encarnacion maybe jammed an ankle as he went into second base. He went in standing up as they try to get the force play at second base, and he might have jammed that left ankle as he stepped on second.
Well, Brian Banks, who played in left field last night, takes over to run here at second base for Derek Lee. I'm sorry, Juan Encarnacion at second base. So 2 on and 1 out here in the top half of the 8th inning. Rounded outside a third and foul by Miguel Cabrera. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. They're charged with the run that scored here for the Marlins this inning. 7+ innings, 5 hits. Touched for 6 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 7. Cabrera down 0-2. Eric Lowe today threw 97 pitches, 52 for strikes. And has a chance with some help from the bullpen to pick up his 9th victory. Also told today that Ramiro Mendoza in his rehab start in Sarasota went 5 innings today, giving up 2 hits, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out 4 and threw 54 pitches.
So that sounds like a buildup for a guy that's going into the starting rotation, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And we'll talk about that recently, and it'll be very interesting to see if he does start for the Red Sox, where that will be. You'd think he'd be most comfortable maybe at Yankee Stadium on that mound. As part of this next road trip. 2 fouled off back to the backstop. Saw Mendoza spot start a few times for the Yankees and have success in that role. I wonder if that type of setup for him may straighten him out a little bit. And the Red Sox certainly hopeful that that is the case if they do indeed make him a starter. It's stretching him out in 5 innings today in Sarasota would lead you to believe that he's headed in that direction. Up and away, 1-2. 34,476 on hand here today for the final game of the homestand and the rubber game of the 3-game series with the Marlins. Line to third, caught by Miller. Gets the runner back to the bag at second. 2 down.
Well, they call it the hot corner. It's been hot a couple of times down there today for Bill Miller. He made the catch of the line drive, looked immediately towards second, see if he can get a double play there. The answer is no. And then by the time he turns to first, no chance there either.
So 2 down in the inning. Alex Gonzalez steps up. He's 1 for 3. Singled to right field in the 2nd inning and drove in a run. Brandon Lyon has been up in the Boston bullpen and still sort of looks on from the pen. Mike Timlin working here in relief of Derek Lowe.
I think that's Embry too. That's also up in that bullpen.
Marlins pen also is busy. It's up at 1-1 to Alex Gonzalez. Yes, Embry has joined Brandon Lyon. Chopped left side. Over goes Miller, goes to second, and they force out Lee at second base to end the inning. The Marlins get a run back at the end of 7.5. 10-6 Boston. In right field for Encarnacion, and the new Marlins pitcher is Armando Almanza.
39th appearance of the season. The record's at 4-4. All those appearances out of the bullpen. He has not yet worked in this series. His last outing coming on Thursday night. And I believe that was against the Mets. An inning in that game. No hits. Faced 4 batters. Worked against the Red Sox twice. That was back in 2001. Red Sox did not play the Marlins last season in interleague play.
We'll be facing Bill Miller, Jason Varitek, and Johnny Damon here in the 8th inning. Well, the Red Sox on top by 4, 10-6. Takes over for Blaine Neal, the middle man of the 3 arms used today by the Marlins. Neal went 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, 1 run. He didn't walk anybody, didn't strike anybody out. Held off by Miller off the right side. Miller with a couple of extra base hits today, a triple in the 4th, a double in the 5th. And the strike makes it 0-2 now to Bill Miller. Armando Almanza is 30 years of age and pretty well put together, 6'3", 240 pounds. And was acquired from the Cardinals along with Braden Looper and Pablo Osuna in exchange for Edgar Renteria. Went from the Marlins over to the Cardinals. Line to shortstop, it caught in the air by Alex Gonzalez for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
Don, time now for our Citizens Bank. Not your typical fan of the game, and I wonder why we picked Sean Irwin from Lexington. Look at this, all the way in the back row, back behind the batter's eye, despite how many breaks in that leg, Sean?
There are 3 breaks, the tibia, the fibula, and the upper ankle.
How did it happen?
Playing rugby.
I'll teach you to do that. Yeah, you've been watching here. You came for the Pedro game last week against Detroit. This closes out what's been a wild homestand. From a fan's perspective, what's been the #1 thing you'll take from this week?
It's been great. I mean, obviously Thursday was nice to get the win for Pedro, and then I'd say the bookend of these series has been great.
Well, perfect.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously a huge win on Friday night. Last night was unfortunate, but today another great one, and it looks like Kapler's been a great addition, so can't ask for much more.
And it keeps getting better with the home run. Don, take it away.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. A solo home run for Jason Varitek, his 13th of the year, and the Red Sox add to their lead on top 11-6.
Well, if this continues, Eric Freed's going to have to come up with a home run call, because every time we go to him, there's a home run. Number 13 for Varitek, hitting from the right side of the plate. That is his 3rd hitting right-handed. Boy, that was a line shot right off the Sports Authority sign.
Yep. Well, the Red Sox with 6 home runs for the 2nd time this season. There's Johnny Damon looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. He scored a run. Six home runs given up by the Marlins is a club record. And Almanza, most recent recipient of the home run given up here in the 8th inning with 1 down. Penny with the first 5 innings today, giving up 9 runs. Blaine Neal gave up a run over 2 innings. And Armando Almanza, that's getting the first out.
2003 Media Guide. You find biographical information and statistics on all your favorite players, plus information on management, historical records, the minor league system, and much more. For details and ordering information, send an email to soxpubs@redsox.com. There's a lot of people interested in that Media Guide.
Well, there's a lot of interesting things in it.
No, I get a lot of emails on that. How do I get a Media Guide? Well, we just had the information for you. SoxPubs.com.
Todd Walker has 2 home runs today. He joins Gabe Kapler, who also has 2 home runs. And Walker has driven in 3 runs. His home run total now up to 8 on the season. Loops it into right center field for a base hit. Johnny Damon heading for third as Juan Pierre collects it and throws it back in. Another hit for Todd Walker, his third hit of the day. Red Sox with runners at the corners and one out.
Todd Walker having Sunday. 2 home runs, 3 RBI. He picks up the base hit on the curveball. Look back on the curveball previous to this. He throws him another one, and he puts it into center field for the base hit. Fool me once, can't fool me twice. How did Eric Fried get out to that point so fast? I turned around and he was in the back of the booth, and the next thing you know, he's out in dead center field.
Very quick, very light on his feet. Runners at the corners, one down. Omar Garciaparra is 0 for 4. Omar with the hitting streak at home in jeopardy here as he bats in the last half of the 8th inning. Sits safely in 31 straight games here at Fenway Park. Count evens at 1-1. For a strike, 1-2. The inside corner to Garciaparra. No further action right now in the Marlins bullpen as Armando Almanza works the 8th inning. Red Sox have added a run. They're looking for more. On top, 11-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Too far inside that time to Nomar. Sox had scored 34 runs in the first 2 games in this series. Right back off. Almanzar throws to second base, on to first, not in time. So they get the runner at second base in Todd Walker. Damon stays at third, and Nomar reaches at first. Now 2 down.
Pretty impressive by Almanzar, the pitcher. I mean, generally when you get hit like that, you're only thinking about going to first base to get an out. He gets hit, still has the presence of mind to go to second to get the lead man. And they almost turn over the double play.
We'll have to check on him. And he will take a little walk there and behind the mound. Probably take a few warm-up tosses to make sure that he's all right.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In addition, the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Well, he just threw one and did not look overly comfortable, and now he's on the backside of the mound talking about it. As he will now throw another warm-up toss. And more conversation will take place. He took this wide walk that he just did a moment ago. Apparently he's going to stay in the game. So David Ortiz will be next. Runners at the corners, 2 down in the inning. The Red Sox have scored 45 runs now in the 3-game series against the Marlins. It's a pretty staggering number. And for a strike to Ortiz. David today is 1 for 4. He singled and scored in the 5th inning. Otherwise, he's grounded out twice and struck out. Ortiz with 23 2-out RBIs to lead the Red Sox in that category as this one gets away from Mike Redmond. And he bats here with 2 on and 2 outs. Mendoza appearing in his 39th game of the year for the Marlins out of the bullpen. As he leads the team in that category. Ortiz swinging and missing to even it up at 2-2. In a third, Garcia Parra at first, 2 down. And Ortiz slices it foul back to the backstop. The Red Sox will have tomorrow off and make it a travel day down to St. Petersburg, Florida, get ready for the 3-game series with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It'll be John Burkett in the first game against Jason Standridge. Pedro Martinez scheduled to go the second game of that series against Rob Bell, and then Young Kim right now scheduled to go up against Jeremy Gonzalez. Got him. So Almanza gets his first strikeout. It ends the inning, but the home run by Varitek gives the Red Sox an 11-6 lead. At Fenway Park with the Red Sox on top 11-6 has been quite an offensive explosion for the Red Sox over the weekend. And we take a look at some of those numbers. 45 runs, 55 hits for the Red Sox, a .455 average. The two teams have combined for 69 runs over the 3-game series, and very impressive. We head here to the top of the 9th inning, and the Red Sox bring on Brandon Lyon.
Sure, Lyon happy to be back out there today. An inning yesterday, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. Of course, the home run to Mike Lowe. Overall for Brandon, his 35th appearance of the season. Yesterday was his first blown save.
Well, certainly not a safe situation here, but I'm sure very important to get him back in there again after giving up the 3-run home run to Mike Lowell last night. Redmond leading off here and ahead 3-0. Redmond 0 for 3 from his number 9 spot in the order, and a 4-pitch walk to begin things here in the 9th.
Center fielder, number 9, Juan Pierre.
Here's the top of the order, Juan Pierre, who is 1 for 3 today with a walk. The Red Sox have out-hit the Marlins today 12-6.
Like time I call by Ozzie Guillen, the third base coach, to try to get a pinch runner into first base.
And that is Mike Mordecai. Mordecai takes over for Mike Redmond at first base, who walked on 4 pitches to begin the inning. Strike 1 to Juan Pierre. Brandon Lyon had been 9 for 9 before the blown save last night. In the air to left field, Gabe Kapler is playing shallow. He's got to go back, and it's over his head to the track and the wall. Heading for third is Mordecai on the double by Juan Pierre. Up the track and the wall. The Marlins have the first 2 on and in scoring position.
And the booze ringing down here at Fenway. I think we'll probably see Embry up very quickly in that bullpen for the Red Sox. Dave Wallace on the long distance call. They play shallow. Doesn't have a lot of power, does Pierre. No home runs on the season, but gets this over the head of Gabe Kapler. So it's second and third with nobody out here in the 9th.
And now Luis Castillo is 0 for 4 in the ball game. He struck out his last time up. Slashes away, sending it foul back to the backstop. Eric Lowe got the start here today for the Red Sox. Went 7+ innings, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs. He walked 3 and struck out a season-high 7 batters. He is the pitcher of record right now as we look at Alan Embry up in the Boston bullpen. He'd been up earlier and up again. Evans up at 1-1 to Luis Castillo with Ivan Rodriguez waiting on deck. And that will get down for a base hit. Mordecai had to wait. He heads into the plate with the 7th Florida run. And there's still nobody out of the inning. It's now 11-7, and this will bring out Dave Wallace.
One base at a time for the Marlins as they bring it now to within 4 runs. Mordecai scoring on the opposite field base hit by Castillo.
Certainly ready in the bullpen if they choose to go to him. Ivan Rodriguez up next here as he'll be standing in on the right side. Rodriguez doubled in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3. Been hit by a pitch and has scored a run. And in behind Rodriguez is Mike Lowe. We all know what he did last night against Brandon Lyon. So Juan Pierre stands at 3rd. Luis Castillo at 1st. A walk, a double, and a single here to begin the inning in the 9th for the Marlins. Swing and a miss from Ivan Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit 35 home runs back in 1999. 9 home runs this season for the Marlins. Fouls it off the right side, and Brandon Lyon ahead of him 0-2. Brandon Lyon, of course, last night getting down 0-2. Mike Lowe ended up getting too much of the plate after that, and Lowe sending it out of the yard into the bullpen. See how he handles Ivan Rodriguez 0-2. On it away, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he got a couple of pitches to waste. He wasted a breaking ball there to see if Rodriguez will chase it. He did not.
Pierre at 3rd. Luis Castillo is at first base. Still nobody out in the Marlins 9th inning. 4-run ball game now. Boston on top 11-7. Away again. It evens up at 2-2. Rodriguez with 2 strikeouts today. A full count.
Tell you what, say one thing about these Marlins. After game 1 in this series, they have not quit, huh? They came back last night. They are not giving up here in the 9th inning tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
Came back with 4 in the 8th, 4 in the 9th last night to grab the victory 10-9 when they were down 9-2. And here they are again in the 9th inning. A little bit of drama here today. Payoff pitch, carved foul off the right side. Still 3-2 to Ivan Rodriguez. Marlins are at the 500 mark with their victory last night, coming in at 41-41. They're trying to come back in this one in the top of the 9th inning. Again, the payoff pitch to Ivan Rodriguez. Got him. Brandon Lyon strikes him out.
Challenged him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that time to strike out Pudge Rodriguez. A little anger on that fastball.
So Lyon picking a perfect time for his first strikeout. Now nemesis from last night, Mike Lowe. Those 25 home runs, good enough for the top spot in the National League. Major League leader is Carlos Delgado with 26 home runs to lead the American League. Roll down 0-2. Familiar spot for him. And shaking off a couple of signs from Jason Varitek. And his 0-2. Missing as Varitek framed it there for a split second for Jerry Davies.
Same thing as last night, except this time he got the pitch more outside. Last night it came back on the plate. This time stays off the plate.
Varitek tried to bring it back.
Maybe a slider here.
In a way, and it evens up at 2-2.
Last night on the 0-2 pitch, that ball comes back on the plate. Because today the 0-2 pitch, it stayed off the outside edge for ball 1.
And the result much different here last night. 2-2 to Lowe. Runner at first takes off. Lowe swings and misses and strikes out. Up to second base goes Luis Castillo, and the Marlins are down to their last out here in the ninth.
A little bit what I expected to do to him last night. Go to that slider to try to get him to chase it. He does that time, and this time Brandon Lyon picks up the strikeout.
So back-to-back Ks for Brandon Lyon of Ivan Rodriguez and Mike Lowe, the 3-4 hitters in the Marlins lineup. Now Brian Banks batting for the first time. He ran for Juan Encarnacion an inning ago, and that's for the first time in this one as he takes ball 1. Banks was in the game last night as he got the start in left field for the Marlins. And was 1 for 4 in the game here last night. Two-0 to Banks. First base is open.
Now here's the guy you want to get, though. You don't want to get that potential tying run coming to the plate.
In the air to left center field. Damon and Kepler to be Johnny Damon underneath it, and the ball game. Well, the Red Sox win this one 11-7, and they take 2 out of 3 from the Florida Marlins. All kinds of runs in this series, but the Red Sox grab 2 games of the 3-game series.
The Foxwoods chance play of the game, the second home run by Gabe Kapler, a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. Kapler also had a home run back in the 2nd inning. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7 hits since joining the Red Sox. The Foxwoods chance play of the game.
Well, in front of 34,476, the Red Sox are winners as they win today 11-7 and better their record of 47-33. Once again, the final score 11-7. The Red Sox win it. For Jerry Remy, Don Orsillo saying so long from Fenway. Now it's time for the WB